Hello, hello. Good evening, gentlemen. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Happy New
everybody.
Year! Happy New Year!
It's been a while since we talk on this space, so I'm glad and excited to be back on this talk again.
Yep, me too.
Absolutely. So everybody's opened all their presents and everything, and I noticed I didn't get a present from either one of you. Did
Oh,
you guys did you guys receive mine?
yes, absolutely,
Yeah,
brother.
thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, I think you guys gave me an early present with the protein drink that you guys introduced to me a while
Yeah,
back. That
Very
was
nice. Yep.
that was
I'm
that
glad that you're enjoying it. Yeah.
I am tremendously. So, all the traveling going on. You finished your traveling for a little while, Dennis.
For the time being, until end of the month, and then I'm gonna start a little bit of traveling again, a couple of places. But
Okay.
yeah, it's talk about traveling. It was interesting when I was going to Maui. I decided that I was gonna see, because a lot of people talk about, oh, when you're traveling, you cannot eat healthy. And
Uh,
so I decided to actually wear a continuous glucose monitor. I put it on Friday night, the night before I was gonna leave for Maui. And happened to be that a couple of days before at work, a lot of people bringing chocolates and cookies and stuff. I usually don't touch it because I know it's not good for me. But for whatever reason, this week, maybe because I'm trying to wear this glucose monitor, so I've been eating chocolates and cookie for Thursday, Friday, and then Friday night I put it on, and my sugar level was just up and down to the point that glucose monitor, I didn't know, I never wore that before. And so when it go down to below certain amount, it started beeping on my phone. So it keep waking me and my wife up the whole night. We couldn't sleep. And the next morning we have to be at the airport by like 5 o'clock. And it was horrible. So on the throughout airport to airport, I try to make sure that I find food that has more protein in it. Even when I was in Toronto, the restaurant has sandwich and burger type of thing. So I choose the beef dip sandwich instead of fries and stuff. And by the afternoon, my sugar level got stabilized. I'm like, thank God.
okay. There you
And so
go.
the whole week in Maui, if I have a little bit of more dessert, my sugar level go up and down again. So I have to keep watching. So it's not that you cannot do it. You just have to be consciously selecting what you're gonna eat. It's more difficult than when you're home, right? But
Yeah.
so I just wanted to share that uh, my experience, and I'm gonna be wearing it another one again this weekend. I'm taking a break this week because it's just a little bit busier. And I said, okay, I'm not monitoring it this week, but next week I'm going to start again. So,
Well, it's pretty good, Dennis. You're talking about that because we had a discussion about resolutions, and of course, it's the new year, right? So
mhm,
everybody says, "Oh, we're going to be here today," and then we last for a day or two, then we go back to our old habits. And
exactly.
again, this is why we wanted to do something on resolutions,
Yeah,
just to
exactly.
see what we can do, how we can change it, and more importantly, not to be scared of resolutions and to see how we can implement them for the rest of our lives, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess I look at mine when I'm talking about resolutions as the ones I know I can keep. I don't want to be where I was yesterday or the day before. I want to be farther ahead or someplace where I'm satisfied with what I'm doing, that I'm moving forward, never stepping back. So you guys all know what happened with me, of course. Person going into politics, two elections, and wasn't successful. But I guess I've done enough and have made enough of an impact with the people that I became the deputy leader of the party now. So
Congratulations.
yeah, so that's been keeping me really busy, and of course that wasn't a New Year's resolution that I had, um, but I'm up for the challenge because it challenged me to do things to do things a lot better. So that's the same way with the
Yeah,
powder drink that I'm drinking and stuff like this. I wanted to see where. Okay, when I first started, when Norm and you met with me, I want to see exactly where I was going to be. Maybe how long has it been now? 8 months now?
I
9 months
believe
at
so. Yeah,
least.
8, 9, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Um, Tremendously healthy. Wow, I'm tremendously healthy, and thanks to you guys, we're going to be sending this over to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, to my
Yeah,
son
Fantastic.
and little Max Domi there, and hopefully they can get some of that protein in them and maybe score a couple of goals.
Yeah.
I like that you brought it up. Oh, you did a couple of elections and unsuccessful, but because of that, I always tell myself and other people that that's not a failure. That's, yes,
No,
unsuccessful, but that's the learning experience, that because now you got that experience,
yes,
under your belt, now you became deputy, leader, which
yes,
is great. And the same thing with, a lot of people when they doing New Year resolution, people will say, oh, my New Year resolution didn't work, so I'm not going to do it. But
hmm,
what you need to do is look at last year New Year resolution and see why it did not work,
exactly.
and then learn from it, and then you can do the new resolution again, even the
Hmm.
same one, but trying to avoid what you did last year, right?
Right. And a lot of things you can do, of course, is to write things down from what I started writing things down
Yeah,
already. Reason being is I have I'm balancing two different things, my political life and my personal life. And
yeah,
yes, I want to be a lot further ahead than where I was last year in my personal life. Politically, it's gonna come as we go, and we learn from it, right? But I will not turn
absolutely.
around and stop and pause for a minute. I don't like to pause. I don't want to pause, so I just want to keep going. So the more and more you are fed, the better it's going to be for you, and
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
something that I'm actually looking forward to. I'm looking forward to this challenge, right? Another step in one's life, and of course, let's go back to the powder.
Yeah.
That's behind Norm there, right?
Yeah.
A lot of my energy, believe it or not, is coming from this protein powder, right? And one thing, there are people out there listening. You really, really need to try this darn thing. I'm more. I believe in it more now than I did, let's say, 4 or 5 months down the way. Because it it has shown a lot of improvement in terms of what I'm doing. My energy level is big time high, and I can't complain. I can't
Fantastic.
Great.
complain. Yeah.
Great.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. I think
And
it goes down to the bottom of, I mean, the basics, right, Dennis?
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think what you guys, I love what you guys are saying, because you don't want to look at the resolutions and all the rest like a 365 days out of the year. Let's start looking at it really simple. We have 86,400 seconds today. Take it
Yeah.
one day at a time.
Hmm.
Start with something simple. But I think really, Dennis and Willard, the foundation is really eating properly, right?
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's funny thing that one of my staff, I've been trying to talk to her and eating healthy and stuff. She has these back pain, this issue, that issue, and last a couple of years, every time I talk to her, she's like, "No, the doctor need to find what's wrong with me."
Yeah.
And I keep telling her, "No, it's the foundation that you need to take care of, like the food and stuff." But this week she came to me and she said, I'm got these supplement, and I'm
Yes.
taking protein shake, and I'm buying your coffee. Now I need you to set up menu guide and stuff for me. So I was excited this week. I've been last 2 days every day, the whole day talking about what food she should be eating, etc. And everybody is a little bit different,
Yeah.
but the basic thing is that be consistent and make sure that we know sugar is bad, right? And we know that simple carbohydrates are bad. So you want more protein, more vegetables, and complex carbohydrate type of thing. So that's the basic. And then be consistent is the key to it. Like, for example, for me, this new year, I wanted to get healthier and stronger. I'm eating, pretty decent myself already. So I'm looking at, okay, what else? Guess what? I tell people to move. I do move, walk around all the time, but I have not really been exercising. I used to be able to do 50 push-ups at a time. So I said, okay, my birthday just, December 8th. Now I'm different stage of my life. I need to get my muscle and stuff. So I started push-up. That's what I have not done it. So I can barely do 10 push-up. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get back to it. So I've been
Yeah.
doing push-up like every other day. I try to do it like every day for a few days,
Yeah.
and my muscles are just not handling it. So I said, okay, I'm gonna give it a break. So learn what your body's telling you, what food works for you, what food doesn't is gonna be different. Some people may need a little bit more carbohydrate based on their genetics. Some
Hmm.
people may need just protein. Some people may need more fiber. So as you play with it, you consistently, learn, like, Willa said, writing it down. If need
Yeah.
to, write it down, write food journal, and then see what works, what doesn't work. And you can do it that way. Or if you want to cheat the time, we actually can do genetic testing. And genetic testing actually will tell you what food you should be eating based on your gene and what exercise you should be doing. It's like technologies and stuffs are, way ahead of us. But the basic thing is you don't need the testing if you don't want to, but be consistent and looking at what you are eating and how your body is responding.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's fun because this is our ninth episode, and one thing that we always talk about, virtually, I think, on every episode, is we always talked about the 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 power of mindset,
Yes.
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So we talked about that in many different episodes, and just saying that it's such a powerful thing. And Willard, I think you nailed this in many episodes about playing football and the power of your mindset, of how you're going to run through someone and just go.
Yes.
And that's really one of the major keys here, right? So
Yeah,
the power of
absolutely.
this mindset.
I
Yeah.
agree. And I was working out with uh, two of my buddies the other day. One's 35 years old. The other one is turning 54. And of course, I'm 64 years old already. And so he thought, the oldest is going to go first, and we'll bring up um,
The
the
weight.
rear there, making sure that the old man can do it, right? Well, when they left out of there, believe me, they couldn't walk, but they couldn't keep up. They couldn't keep up with the old man, and they say, "Holy man, what's going on with you?" And you know what I said? I said, uh, "Fermented greens. I need you guys to take this greens." No, no, they'll tell you. I keep telling them. I say, "You need to take this, right?"
Wow,
So I'm
that's
pretty sure a
fantastic.
couple of them's going to do it, because I completely waxed him in the gym.
And
No,
that's the thing, right? People, they don't want to try it, or they never tested it, and then before they do anything, they already saying no. It's the mindset again.
Yeah, it's the
In their
mindset.
mind is,
Yeah,
no, I don't need this. I can do this without this, that, whatever. But whatever little thing that can help you and tweak you, like Tony Robbins said, just 2 degree shift,
hmm
2 millimeter shift.
so
If you can get that in the long run, that
yeah,
2 millimeters gonna give you wide, you know, direction change.
yeah,
And that's what, we try to help you and we try to suggest it to you like 8 or 9 months ago, saying, well, like just one scoop,
yeah.
try that and then see how you feel. And I'm glad you did.
Yes,
because
you know what? I'm glad I did too, and I think because of what I was doing in the gym with my guys. One guy who I've known for 33 years, and when I first met him, he was a beast. The man was 300 and something pounds, right? But he was solid. He
Oh,
was solid as an ox. He bench pressed over 500 pounds, and
wow.
Charles was just a solid man.
Oh,
So um, fast forward a couple of days at the gym the other day at the gym. Uh, this old man, as he puts it, right, just completely lit him up. They couldn't keep up, so if I do 50 or 75 reps or something like this, they barely scraped 30. All right,
oh boy.
that's how it was, and I just got down and said, "Man, I'm telling you, we'll
yeah,
take this. I'll get you guys a bucket of this greens there for Christmas, and I want you guys to start drinking it, right? Because
exactly.
it
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is very good.
It's
And
it's just that little
yeah,
shift.
is that little shift there. And I'm still not sold on the chewing your food like 20 bites or whatever. I'm not going to be sold on it. I'm sorry, right? I like to take my food down sometime in chunks. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna give you like so I tell everybody chew food 20 times 40 times, and I have not been chewing as good as I should be because I did the right light blood cell analysis on the weekend,
Uh-huh.
and I found out that my digestion is not working 100%, that there is actually in my light blood cell analysis there's little tiny food particles that undigested are floating, and
So you
so now
so so you need to put them in a blender then.
there you go. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm actually started the digestive enzyme. I used to take
Oh,
the
okay.
digestive enzyme way back when. And now that, even though I'm chewing whatever, again, as we get older, our digestive system may not be 100%. So sometimes you need to get them, a little bit of help. But on the other hand, also, what you buy, right? Like we talk about digestion and stuff and bacteria balance, but when you buy stuff, the preservative in these some of these food, the prepared food, we sometimes don't know it, but they actually affect our gut bacteria and digestive enzyme and all of that. So I know two of you share about this. For me, I'm going to grocery shopping. I usually try to shop the perimeter because that's usually where the fresh meat and stuffs are. And
Okay.
I used to tell people just do perimeter shopping. Your vegetables should be there, but some grocery stores are changing, so vegetables are like just
Middle. Yeah.
middle
Hmm.
now type of thing. So for me, it's vegetable section and fresh meat, and
Okay.
that's where I go first. But if you want to get some of the packaged food, etc., I like. I'm gonna let you two discuss that the app that you guys use, and I just found out this. I'm like, whoa, this is cool.
It's a lot of fun because I talked to Willard about this before Christmas or when we went
Yeah,
for
we're at
coffee,
the yeah.
and it was an app that was developed in France about 4 or 5 years ago. And basically, you were talking, Dennis, about navigating the grocery stores and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're having a blast with this app. So I just
Yes.
love it. Willard, I mean, it's
It's
so
one of the
much
best
fun.
apps. You know what? It's one of the best apps you can have, right? Because you're
It's
sitting
just
there, you're
fun.
going there, and you see the scanning code there, and whatever. You just put that thing up there, so boom. Okay, it tells
Yeah.
you if it's good or it's bad, and believe it or not, I mean, when I do that, I look and say, oh, okay, that's pretty bad. And one thing that I love my Pepsi. Guess what? Last time I had a Pepsi was um, only a couple of days after I downloaded that app, Norm.
Really.
And yeah, as soon as I scanned it, I looked at it, and it just simply says bad, bad, right?
Well,
And
the
so
beauty is that this it's called Yuka, by the way. It's
yeah,
UYKA. If anybody wants to download
yes,
it, UYKA.
yes,
The beauty is that it's really changed the way because I'm married to a wonderful wife that looks at the ingredients and the labels and all the rest of the stuff. but it's really, really fun to just be able to pick up an app. It's got a QR scanner on it. Just scan in, and it tells you right away on a score from 0 to 100.
Yes.
And it's just kind of a cool thing to look. And like you, I scanned something, and right it was like, boop, it's like 2 out of 100. You're like, what? And then
Yeah.
it gives you also the reasons why. So it's a simple way to just all this gets back to mindset.
It does.
So it brings
Yes.
your mind into saying, I know that it's okay to cheat and it's okay to but at least you know that if you're taking a Pepsi or whatever, and no name brands, a cola,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's it's bad for you, but there's
Exactly.
nothing wrong with that. It's a question of you just know that. Now you have to
Yeah.
weigh that on the side of making sure that the most of your diet is very, very healthy.
Exactly.
This is the
Absolutely.
greens and all the rest. But
Yeah.
it's just a
And
fun way to
Yeah.
to navigate a grocery store.
Yeah.
for sure. One of the things that I tell people is like, if you don't want to use the app or whatever, buy the stuff that does not have manufacturer by, right? If come from the farm or come from the, whatever, the fresh produce and meat and stuff, they don't have manufacturer by. But if you're gonna buy, these manufactured pre-packed stuff, then one of the things that I tell a lot of people to watch is sugar.
Yes.
But there's a worse thing than sugar is high fructose corn syrup. But the manufacturers are getting smarter and smarter, so they're using different name to list it. One of the reason that high fructose corn syrup's not good is that very like a lot sweeter than sugar, and not just that, but it's actually cause the insulin resistant in the long run because this high fructose corn syrup does not respond by the insulin properly and get into your system and cause more fat gain, etc. And with that, now they're listing as a corn syrup, they're listing as a fructose, they're listing as a corn syrup. So the other day I was watching, I think Dr. Mark Hyman post on Instagram, and he was showing one label. And in this one label, the second listing was sugar. And then you go down, fifth listing was fructose. And then you go down a little bit more, a few letters down is corn syrup. And then later on is they actually list high fructose corn syrup as a last item. Like on this label, 5 ingredients is all high fructose corn syrup. And so, if anything, if you really need to buy these kind of manufacturer prepared food, making sure that you find those things and avoid that. Because that's one of the worst things that right now, even in bread, that's, they're putting that in the bread. So I watch the label when I buy bread. I buy rye bread, I buy sourdough bread, but I looked at it. If I see any of those, I refuse to buy it.
Yeah. Okay. And that app actually
Yeah.
helps you
Oh,
big time
absolutely.
to
Yeah.
It
really make
identifies
a
that.
It
For
sure
sure. High
does.
fructose, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely identifies that.
Wow.
I know. But we'll talk about all these things, but like we said, mindset and being consciously doing and learning from whatever, like, not failure, but, the thing that we did not succeed, but we learned from it. And absolutely, again, congratulations a lot that you learn from your, too big experience, and now you are in a leadership position, and that's a success, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes. I agree.
for me, I got into this whole wellness and stuff because 18 years ago I was really sick, I was really stressed, and I was living on chicken burgers and fish burgers and fries. That was my lunch, and my dinner was a bottle of 2 liter Coke and chips and chocolate
Oh,
bar, literally
sure.
because you got so stressed and so tired from work, get home, you don't really want to cook too much. So whatever you have, you eat. And then the rest is you just fill yourself with these junks. And I got really sick to the point that I was living on antibiotic,
Wow.
literally. And so then I said, no, this is not right. So we consciously change how we eat and what we do. So, I'm one of the result of what I've learned and learn from my failure and become where I am and trying to help other people. So,
Okay. Wow. Yeah, and I think discipline has a lot to do with it too. I mean,
mhm,
both your discipline and your mindset comes
yeah,
together as
yeah,
one. I mean, if you can do, and we go back to my football. Um, there was a goal I set a very high goal for myself, right? Discipline was one of the things there, and getting your mindset into it to know that you can accomplish that was another thing. So once you combine those two together, I mean, you had the discipline, you had the mindset, and you went out and you did it, right? And you had a lot of people helping you out along the way. So I think, with those two going hand to hand, I think whoever made their New Year's resolutions and stuff, there's a goal you want to get to is
yeah.
down there. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna happen next month or in the next few months, right? But give yourself a long-term goal because if you slip, right, you can always restart. You can always
Hmm.
restart or continue where you
Yeah.
slipped at whatever and maybe change some of the things that you're doing. But the mindset in this and like I say, I'm going back to that my favorite thing there, my powder, you know. Uh, it took me and you guys know this from our other broadcast. It took me a little while to think, okay, should I continue this? Should I continue? Am I feeling differently? I'll give it a little bit more time, give it a little more time. And what it wasn't so much as giving it more time to drink the powder drink. What it was how was I doing? What was I doing other than just taking the powder drink? Or I was working out more. I was doing a lot of things that my stand was unbelievable, right? My energy level way up high and stuff. And when you sit back and you think about it and you notice those things, I said, "Oh, wait a minute. Oh, well, I don't have to give the powder drink a time frame. It's already helping me, right? I
Yeah,
can I
yeah.
can see it. I can feel the difference. So that's my mindset into that. And like I said, every time I run out, I'm going back to the store.
And
Mhm.
that's the thing, people say, oh, it's hard to change the mindset and habit. It's 21 days. If you can consistently push yourself for 3 weeks,
Hmm.
after that is a lot easier.
Yeah.
You created your new mindset, a new habit.
Yep.
And you're absolutely right about that because it was around 21 days or something like that, around 3 weeks that
Yeah.
Yep.
I pretty much gave it. And the fact is, I didn't have to give the drink itself a timeline. It's because I was doing things that I normally wouldn't do at my age. Right? I'm out there. I'm doing this. So
Yeah. Mm.
here we
Well,
go.
it's great.
Yeah, it
Congratulations.
is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we're here to, support each other and help other people's sharing our stories and stuff. So, well, we have a few questions on the comment section that I can see. Norm, whatever you see differently, then we'll trying to answer some of the question. The first one that I see is what is your position on the intermittent fasting from Julie?
Okay.
Um, from my point of view, intermittent fasting is good. However, not for everybody. So you need to know where you are at. If you have a lot of underlying chronic stress and you already have some issue with the health concern, I would talk to professional that who really train in intermittent fasting, and you can talk to me. I know about how intermittent fasting works, etc. I told many patients not to do it at that point in time for them, and other I told them do it. And the people that I told them not to do it was they were not already not eating properly, and they were under a lot of chronic stress and all this thing. But in their mind is, oh, intermittent fasting so good. Not everything is for everybody. And absolutely, like we talk about protein and green, not 100% for everybody.
True.
I'm here to say that because I created that formula based on my clinical experience and what I see with the patient that I work with past 18 years. But there may be people that might not be it. They have to eat their real food that gonna be better for them. So everybody's a little bit different. It's individual, but if you are healthy enough and you have enough energy, etc., you want to do intermittent fasting, you can try it. Start with even 8 hours or 12 hours to start with. The true intermittent fasting people, I know them, some of them will do 18-hour fasting. But if your body is not under stress and you're eating properly, but somehow other reason there's some changes needed or etc. So talk to us, talk to practitioner who knows about intermittent fasting before you start.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent.
My wife tried that for a little while. She liked it. I just thought about it. So that's what I did. I like eating. I like my eating.
That's why I said everybody's different. I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. I actually did it, and I got actually more exhausted because the way my genetics, I'm one of those that I don't eat a lot, but I may need to eat every 2 hours or 3 hours with enough protein and stuff. And that's
Right.
why protein shake and green works for me, because every 2 hours so I can go have a shake.
Right.
And if I'm busy, that's give me enough time for, just shake it, drink it. I don't even make the smoothie like, fancy smoothie like you do, Willard.
Yeah.
I
You should
just,
try it.
I know. I told many people that this
Yeah.
is how you drink it, and
Yeah.
some literally tried it and they said this is really good. It's
It
like
is.
creamsicle.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
So
go. It is. It's
yeah.
It's so good.
So
yeah.
for me, that's how I have to eat. So when I do even like 12-hour fasting, if I do it like a day or two, I'm fine with it. After 4 or 5 days, my system just don't have enough energy. I need the protein in the breakfast time, like
Mhm.
7 or 8 o'clock, the latest 9 o'clock. Later than that, I'm done if I don't have my protein in the morning. So
Right.
everybody's different.
Yeah. So I guess that comes with the chewing, as we mentioned earlier,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Everybody's different.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah. Norm, do you chew your food like that?
Not as much as 20 times. No, it gets a little bit, long, but I think the important thing there is just again in the mindset and being mindful of that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There's some people that you go eat with and they'll eat a hamburger in 2 bites, and it's like, wow, like your primary way of
Digestives, yeah.
digestion is chewing it in your mouth first. So, and then the other thing is it takes about 15 minutes before it registers. So the slower you eat, the more full you become, and that's a really easy way to start losing weight. Is just
Yeah.
that you chew longer, and then by the time your brain gets the food in a good 15-20 minutes, then you don't eat as much. So you're
Yeah.
taking longer to eat. So it's just little things like that you can try. And my thing is always, and I've been with Dennis for 10 years now, and he's taught me so much about nutrition and about eating well and about everything from stress to a whole plethora of things, because really we know that health is wealth, right?
Yes.
You could give somebody, a multi-billionaire who's sick and would pay anything to get their health back. Well, if you have health, or if you're not quite healthy now, think about that, of how wealthy you are, having a body that you can use, and take care of. It's really wealth, right? So
Yeah.
Dennis taught me that in spades, right? That you really got to take care of that machine, and be mindful of what you're putting in your mouth, so that if it's bad, fine.
Yeah.
We all do things. A glass of scotch,
Mhm.
Dennis, and I like to
Mhm.
share that every
Yeah.
once in a while. It's that's fun. But at least that at the end of the day, you don't want to live till you're 100 and be sick the whole time you're there. You want to
True.
live till you want to live now and be healthy now. And it's like you said, Willard, it's a long-term thing, but you got to start now. Is when you
Yeah.
start. Pure and simple. It's
Yeah. You got to get
Don't-
started on it.
yeah,
I
don't
know.
eliminate everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
don't do. I've seen, how many people have we seen that have done that? I'm
Yeah.
just going to eat protein. I'm just going to eat whatever. They lose a pile of weight, and then 6 months later, you see them and they're twice the size they were before. And you say, "What the heck happened?"
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Because
that's
yeah,
not a lifestyle change. That's a
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
you know,
You have to be able to consistently work at it. And if you can't, then something's not right. Either your
that's
mindset or whatever you're trying to do is not right for you.
yeah,
Right.
And when Norm said, it's the changes now, and also Norm said, like, people are saying, "Oh, I have to have that." I've seen many people saying, "I'm not gonna do this until I got all this,"
Yeah.
and you never gonna do it. Like I have
yes,
a client that 6 months ago signed up with me, and every time I ask her to start, she'll tell me, "Oh, I got more stress this week with this, that. So I'm gonna start not until next week when my stress level is down." I'm like, this is when you need to start now, because that's
Yes.
gonna help you, eating properly, and that's gonna help you better with the stress response, etc. 6 months,
Yes.
she never started.
Oh,
So, don't wait to be perfect to start.
right.
But because you don't start it before, that does not mean it's done.
correct.
There's a Chinese proverb, and I'm sure many of us heard of before,
Yeah,
that to plant a tree, a good time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. To plant a tree, the next best time is now.
Hmm.
Because 20 years ago I didn't plant the tree, I can't plant the tree. No, do it now, because that's gonna be, if you don't, then you're gonna wait another 20 years, and you're gonna say, "Oh, fudge, I didn't do it, and it's too late again," type
Right.
of thing. And that's why I was saying, I'm now starting to incorporate my exercise and stuff again, because like I said, I just, passed my birthday, and I'm looking at Will at 64, and I'm like, okay, when I'm at that age, I want to be like that, because I just turned 60, so I got 4 more
Yeah.
years, and I want to be back in shape.
at
And
64,
so
Dennis, you want to bench press 500 pounds?
I'm going to try. I
I'll
won't, I
never.
can tell you.
I'll never try that now. I won't try that now. I
No,
Yeah,
I
I,
I
I
did it
bet,
when I was young,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
will not try it now.
no,
no, I won't either. But
no,
if I
just
can,
easy.
do the push up, 50
Yeah,
to 100 push up at a time when I'm 64, I am happy. And
Come
my
work out
goal,
with me. Come work out with me. I'll get
we'll
you up there.
talk. We'll talk. Yeah, because you just gonna like get me flat on the floor within 10 minutes. But
Yeah,
hey, you
and
know,
I'm gonna record the whole thing too.
yeah, we'll do that, Willard. Oh boy.
No, it's good. It's good. I
yeah,
mean, like I said, the mindset in itself is
absolutely.
yeah, the mind itself is a terrible thing to waste. You have
Oh,
to use it.
absolutely. Yeah,
You have to
yeah,
use your mind,
yeah,
and you want to
yeah.
make sure that, like you mentioned, right? You get to be 100 years old. You don't want to be sitting there sick and can't
No,
move around and stuff.
no.
Move around.
Yeah.
My grandfather died at 107 years old, and he
Wow.
Wow.
he walked. He walked every single day. every single day. Went down to the bar, had a swig of, what do you call that, bourbon or whatever it is
Yeah.
that they drink
Hmm.
and whatever, and he was fine with it, right? And he dropped, he walks back,
Wow.
107 years old. Yeah,
There you
no
go.
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
so
gotta move and you gotta laugh at it. Like, we're enjoying the friendship and enjoying our conversation and
yeah,
teasing and laughing at each other
Yeah.
because life is short,
Mhm.
right?
extremely
You
short.
you do whatever you need to do. If the thing that you did it's not working, change it and
Yes.
laugh at it, learn from it, and be
Mhm.
Yep.
kind to yourself. Like a lot of time I find it that a lot of us are very hard on ourselves. And that in itself give us a lot of stress.
Mhm.
And that's just doesn't help you. That's actually age you more.
Mhm.
So look at it, you know, like I'm laughing at myself when trying to do the push-up again. And after 10 push-up, I'm like, holy cow, I'm that bad. And I just laughed at it.
Yeah.
And I told my wife and she laughed at me. And my two teenage boy, like they can do push-up and they can do like my Timothy went to the gym the other day and he did the leg press 275 pounds.
Mhm.
And he was so happy. I'm like, just smiling and saying, "No, I won't touch it."
I do that. Yeah.
But those kind of things, you make it lighter. You learn from it what you can do, and that actually said, "Okay, I really need to, you know, start regular exercise and slowly build at it." Just because
Yeah,
other people can do that much or this or whatever, you are yourself.
That's right.
You have to compete with yourself, not with other people,
exactly.
and
Okay.
And
look at
that's a
other
there
people
there you go.
and you actually learn from other people, get the inspiration. Like for me, looking at you, Willa, is like I'm getting inspiration from you that, oh yeah, there's people that done professional sports, whatever. After that, like
They
there's
stop.
some that,
Yeah.
tough, they don't do anything, right?
Mhm.
And then they got sick and whatever. And even
Exactly.
younger football player that were hearing, oh, having heart issue, whatever.
Yes.
Are they,
Yes.
eating properly? Are they taking care of themselves or are they just overtraining? I don't know.
Mhm.
But, there's something that they're not uh, taking care of themselves. They're not be kind to themselves, that they
Yes.
push too much. So,
Yeah.
you know, like you're the right person to look at it. And for me, it's like getting to know you last, almost a
Mhm.
year now is
Yes.
great because
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm looking at it and say, hey, I need to be consistent like him. Even I can do this, but for myself, I know what I can do before. If I can get to, even half of what I can do before, I'm good. So,
Mhm.
be kind to yourself.
Yes.
If you can do it, don't push it, laugh at it, and just take your time
Yeah, be
and
kind
eat
to
properly.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, be kind to
Y-
yourself, and pretty much you want to challenge yourself to
Yeah.
do certain
Yeah.
things, right? You want to
Absolutely.
challenge yourself there. I'm in competition with myself,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
I'm like as some of my friends say, you're like the Benjamin Buttons. You're going the other way. What's going on, right? I said, no, it's not so much as that. I am, I'm 64 years old. I'll be 65. I'm not going the other way, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow um, a number, slow me down.
Exactly.
My body
Yeah.
will tell me when it's time to slow down, right? But
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
no, it's not time.
Yeah. Now is, still building so that when you get to 100, then you can comfortably, go on your day.
That's
That's
Like
right.
Norm
correct.
said, that we don't want to be sick. And like you said, your, grandfather, like, no,
Yeah.
when the time come, I want to just done.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact of the matter is, it wasn't any health issues that when he passed away. It was actually an apartment building right next to him had smoke in there, and it was smoke inhalation. And he couldn't find his way out of his
Are
apartment.
you kidding me?
That's how my
Wow.
grandfather passed away.
Unfortunate,
Yeah,
but
unfortunate.
Wow.
you
Yeah,
know,
that's how he passed away.
yeah,
Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah. So,
uh,
well,
which
All right.
we're trying to hopefully that whoever's listening to us, or whoever's gonna be, listening to replay, that get some encouragement from all of us, and that take one day at a time, be kind to yourself, and compete with yourself. Look at what you've
Exactly.
done and what you can do, and how can you improve it.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is key. And like you said, in terms of being kind to yourself and being kind to others as well, right? As you
Hmm.
would want them to be with you. Um,
Absolutely.
that's also a motivator as well because
Hmm.
you know, it gives you that sense of pride that you've actually made someone smile, or
Yeah.
you've talked to somebody who otherwise wouldn't smile.
Yeah.
You know, for the last 3 months now, I've been going to um, the homeless shelter to feed them on every Sunday morning, right? There's something that I've been doing. A friend of mine asked me if I wouldn't mind coming down and doing it, and I've been doing it ever since, every Sunday morning. And um,
It's very good.
yeah, these are things that
Congrats.
not only am I challenging myself to do, but I'm also hoping that I can inspire others to do the same. And with that, it's a positive attitude because I'm making sure that I stay in that positive mind. There's going to be times, yeah, that you know is I will not be in a positive mind because of something's going on or whatever. But I know how to handle myself in terms of keeping in that type of mindset, because I know that if I can stay in that mindset, uh, I'm I'm doing fine. We're doing perfectly well,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
There'll be always up and down, but we try to be more positive and more kind type of thing to ourselves and to others. It's
yes,
absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
agree. I agree. So it's I'm very happy that we're back on the air here, back on
Absolutely.
on the
Yeah.
website, because there are so many things that we have to share with a lot of people. The last year or so, the meeting of new people, you, Dennis, you, Norm, um, say, try this, right? Huh, okay, let's try this, right? you know I tried it, I like it, I love it, right? So um you know I promote this as much as I possibly can to friends
Thank
at
you.
the gym and things, that because you know me, I don't you know I don't just jump into something right off the bat. And we talked about this
Yeah.
a few times. And for me to just to talk about this stuff every single day, and I can tell you right now, every single day I see somebody sitting there, oh man, I'm so tired, or this or that and whatever. I got the thing for you, I got something for you. So um you
That's
know
great, brother.
yeah, so we um you know
Yeah. We definitely have a lot more to share.
we
Absolutely.
do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we will be coming back in 2 weeks' time. Um, and we will have another exciting and interesting topic that we're going to share with you. And I hope that tonight the information motivates you to have your New Year resolution in a better way and more consistent. Just one thing, do that. And if you need cheering on from us, let us know what you're doing on our Facebook pages, and we will definitely cheer you on and uh you know go along on your journey.
Yes.
Excellent.
Until next time, good night to everybody, and thank you for joining us.
Goodbye, everybody. Happy New
All
Year.
right, thanks.
Happy New Year.